Well, it is a very significant moment for Kenya in terms of what we've been witnessing in the last few hours since the news broke that the former Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, had passed on. It's been a mix of reactions from the part of ordinary citizens who we've seen give their reactions. Some are in disbelief over what has happened. Some say they would like to see the body of Raila Odinga before they believe that he has actually passed on, and some saying that he will not be able to be replaced, up to hearing from the President of the Republic of Kenya addressing a nation that really needed some comfort following the news. He said many great things about Raila Odinga, describing him as a selfless leader who always put the country first, always put the growth and the flourishing of democracy first in Kenya, and therefore saying that for the next 7 days the country will be in mourning and trying to bring the nation together. We are also aware that the Parliament has taken recess for the rest of the day today as two of its leaders go to India along with another team that has been selected with the family to go and repatriate the body of the former Prime Minister. So there is a nation that is trying to figure out what has happened, to try to find some comfort and to try to make sense of what has happened. Raila Odinga was not just your ordinary politician. He was, by many descriptions of the people in Kenya, from politicians to ordinary citizens, a colossus, if you may use that word, in Kenyan politics. For the last 40 years, he dominated it in the sense of bringing about democracy, multi-party democracy, in the early 90s, to bringing about a constitution in Kenya, or at least being instrumental in bringing about that constitution. So when you talk about Kenyan politics, a lot of people will refer to former Prime Minister Raila Odinga as a key part in those transformations in Kenyan politics. So definitely a very difficult day for a lot of Kenyans today.
Especially, Isaac, just going in terms of that reaction, reports also describing how upon hearing news of Odinga's passing, hundreds of supporters from Kibera especially made their way in a procession to Odinga's family home. I mean, what does that sheer scale of this morning tell us about Odinga's impact on the nation?
What this shows us is that it was more than just a title that Raila Odinga had. He was a person that permeated the hearts of many Kenyans. Those scenes that you just described, Kibera is a place where slums exist in Nairobi. Them making their way all the way to Karen, where Raila Odinga's residence is. It just shows the sheer scale of the people that he touched, and it was the ordinary Kenyans that he touched. In Western Kenya, where his base is, where his hometown is, we saw similar scenes of people coming, riding in on motorcycles, breaking off branches, holding leaves in their hands as a sign of mourning, and speaking in their native tongue, singing the praises of a man that they held very dear to their hearts, and they gave him a number of names, including Baba, or Father, or Agwambo, meaning the mysterious one in Luo, or even Tinga, meaning the bulldozer in Swahili. So this is to show the extent of just how much he was ingrained in the minds of many Kenyans. And this is not to say that he didn't have people that felt differently for him, because equally he did attract a lot of admiration, but in the same scale he also attracted those who felt that maybe his political moves were for self-gain. So there is definitely that divide. There are people that feel that he is definitely a great man, but then there are those who feel that, yes, definitely great, but he had he was in it for himself. So it depends on who you ask. And we saw at the residence today that the widow of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, Ida Odinga, was unable to address the masses that were gathered there, just showing that this is something that has got a lot of people emotional in many parts of Kenya, speaking, of course, to the character and the legacy of the man.
Isaac, let's leave it there for now. Thank you so much for that update. Isaac Lukando, live for us in Tanzania, just reflecting, of course, on the death of a former Prime Minister in Kenya.